Welcome, and today we're talking about why you might just not be shining your light, and if you're not, what you can do about it. So, what I mean by shining your light is really getting into your full potential, not of what other people think, but really your soul's yearning and what you know your soul wants for your life. So, to be able to emanate and radiate that. That's really what we're talking about by shining your light. Why is it that so many of us aren't shining our light? And I personally believe, after working with hundreds of people on the stage and seeing them either really shine their light or have something that's blocking them, is that they often are still living in the childhood wounds of the past, but haven't actually seen that that's true on stage, or that's true wherever they want to step into their light. And so they might have a lot of things handled in their life. They might have gone to counseling. They might have done a lot of things, but they're still impacted by that initial trauma. So some of the things that can happen when you're not shining your light is, as a child, you could have been told you were too loud. You're too big for people. Settle down. Be quiet. You're too much. Oh, look at you. Don't you think you're something else? Or maybe you were really smart or super talented at something, and there was jealousy. And you, instead of seeing that other people were jealous, you thought that that jealousy and the way they talked and acted meant something about you. So as soon as you made that mean something about you, you actually started to close your light down. You shut your light down because it was safer to do that rather than to be who you really are, which is that beautiful shining light. And I believe that global influencers, all of us, have this in us. We have this spark of shine, this spark of light that comes deep from our souls, and that we're meant to shine in the world so that our influence can be radiated outward much, much more. So what can you do about this? You know, there might be some trauma left over. You might be aware of it, you might not be, but what are some things you can do? Because Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, which is a 4,000-year-old wisdom text, he said very famously, you know, that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I believe, in terms of shining and really getting out there, that if we think about the end goal that we have, or we think about our soul's desire for the greater picture, the bigger vision, a lot of us just shut down because it's too much. It's so big that we just shut down. And so that is what I want to encourage you is, be aware at the moment when your mind wants to just shut it off because it means too much change. So instead, you acknowledge it, you recognize it. You might even have a few tears, show up. I know when I do visualizations with speakers, they see themselves on these amazing, huge stages. And the visions are real because you wouldn't be given that vision unless it could come into reality. But many people shut it down. Again, a lot of it has to do with being overwhelmed. What do I do first? So here's what I want you to do. Today, choose one small step, just one small step as to what you can do to shine your light in the world. Maybe it's something really tiny in the beginning, like telling people what you really want instead of staying quiet, or sharing a Facebook Live for the very first time, maybe even 30 seconds long, and sharing something out there. Or it might be that you finish your talk and you deliver it to your best friend and her two good friends. But it's something that is just a baby step in the direction that you see in your big vision. So I encourage you to do that. The next thing is, keep coming back to your soul's desire to shine. Keep opening your heart. Actually do visualizations. I encourage you, meditations, where you sit quietly, breathe deeply, and just allow your heart to open to the visualization of what is actually wanting to come through for you. What is that beautiful, shining light all about? And maybe it gives you more clarity, or maybe it's just the feeling and being in the feeling of that will support you to continue to shine your light. Listen, you wouldn't be here with me, I know for sure, if you weren't one of those people that is an influencer in the world and is meant to shine their light greatly. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to get notifications on our upcoming videos. And if you really want to go deep with influence, please go to KarenMcGregor.com and check out my book, The Tao of Influence, Ancient Wisdom for Modern Leaders and Entrepreneurs.